Hello, and welcome to another Minecraft video from Spblat. Today we're going to look around his survival multiplayer world. There's a golem farm, an underwater zombie XP grinder, a homemade village, and best of all, some really cool automatic vending machines that use the new hoppers from version 1.5. Enjoy! Here's Spblat.
Thank you, Tunnelmaker. So, yeah, I'm here with iJacob9. Look, it's a little ocelot, and also Swallow707. Say
I
hello,
want to
guys.
kill it. Can
Go
I kill
ahead.
it?
You can try.
Get back here, cat.
So the point of this video, it's been a while since we've done this.
You got it.
While Jacob goes and takes care of that, I want to show you all the stuff that I've been working on in our multiplayer world. Starting with this magnificent...
What's up?
Hi there. Castle. And all the stuff in the castle. And... I'm afraid it's going to be a long video, but too bad. I guess people like long videos. I hope you like long videos, because there's a lot to show you in this update. So there's my castle. That was fun to make.
Showcase in the castle.
All right, head on up there. While you do that, we will demonstrate and have a look at our witch farm. This is a witch farm that was built on the design of Doc M. Almost everything I do, I'm just basically copying Doc M, because he's awesome.
Yeah.
So the witches, they spawn here. This used to be a witch hut, and we built 2 platforms for the witches to spawn on, and they walk off the ledge, and they land in water, and they make their way around, and they drop to their death. So let's go and start by having a look at what's going on down there.
Their death is sort of looks kind of like this. Whee! Oh, I didn't die.
Awesome Minecraft elevator. You should look at how to make a Minecraft elevator, because they're super fast.
Where's the elevator?
You know how to find it. And here's where they land.
Did you say Minecraft elevator?
I did. I meant a minecart elevator. And look, there's my minecart that automatically uses hoppers. It's a hopper minecart. So my witches land on the hoppers. They transmit their loot into this awesome little chest. The minecart with a hopper that you just saw shows up there and grabs the loot and makes its way back upstairs, which is awesome. Hello. Hello.
I'm a ninja.
And now I'm going to head all the way back up to here.
I just got run over. I'm dead. I need help. I just got run over.
Yeah, sorry. You'll be all right. And so eventually, if iJacob9 hadn't crashed into that minecart, it would show up here. And so this is where all the goodies from my witch farm show up, which means unless somebody else builds a witch hut farm, which I think is happening before too long, I'm the only one who has renewable sources of glowstone, which is great. Which brings me to my second topic, vending machines. You heard Tunnelmaker say something about vending machines. Here they are. I have vending machines of various sorts, and I want to show you in detail the design for these things. And at some point, we will sort of break away from this, and I'll go into creative mode, and I'll show you how I made them. Here's how they work. I have a design for a vending machine that is fully automatic, and it's based on item sorters that are built in hoppers. And I have one design where you insert one item and you get one item back. I have another design where you insert one item and you get more than one thing back. And I have yet a third design where you have to input lots of items, say like 4 items to get one thing back. I don't think I have any examples of that here, but we may see one later. So let's see how it works. I'm supposed to insert 1 gold ingot for a random music disc.
What's gold?
Gold. And I drop it in there and look what happens. Pop! And I do another one, and look what happens. Pop! And it's awesome.
Why are you putting butter into the thing and you say it's gold?
Oh, I'm calling it gold. Some people call it butter. I don't understand. So I'm going to put gold out of the way into this thing, and I'm going to get 4 bookshelves. Watch.
I want it. You stole my bookshelves.
Yep. And I have this lamp over here that lights when someone has used one of my shops. So let me just jump down in here real quick.
I'm going to go here too. Hey, the sign said employees only, so I came in.
And then I'm going to come back up here. And we see that the light is out now. And if someone uses one of my cool things, gold nugget. That's not a gold nugget. Oh, here's the other thing about the vending machines. You put a gold ingot where a gold nugget belongs, it pops out. So I'll show you in our tutorial when we break away. Can I have that back, please?
Okay.
How that works. And the way it works is by being awesome. So you put this back in there. The lamp turns on so that I know that I've got stuff. So that's pretty cool. I also want to show you, well, there's some inventory management here that's sort of mundane, but I use trapped chests next to regular chests so I can put stuff really close together. I'm a big fan of pumpkin pie, and I have an automatically stocked chest with eggs and pumpkins.
Let's see the villagers. I see the villagers.
We'll get to the villagers in time. Here are my chickens. Hello, chickies.
Hello.
Would you read that quote for
Hello.
me, Jacob? What does that say?
That says,
This quote and the signs underneath the chickens.
the whole problem with the world is that fools and fanatics are always so certain of themselves, and wiser people so full of chicken. From Bertrand Russell.
That would be doubt. Anyway, so
That
I
says
want to show
chickens.
you briefly a design that I believe comes from Unbreaking Ingot, I think is his name.
Wait. I want to be a chicken. Hang
Don't
on.
go in there. You'll get stuck in there if you go in there.
I want to be a chicken.
It's happened before. It happened to our friend Ecliptic. So if you search for Pumpkin Farm, you'll see how this works. I didn't really invent this, but I'm a big fan of it. Back down here. What else should I demonstrate about this? Oh, the blender. Who designed this blender? Is this a Doc M thing, Swallow?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I have a mushroom blender.
So this is really cool. Do I have any wheat in here? Yes, I do. The way this works is you go up top and you feed these captive cows wheat. And then you come around here and feed those guys. What Swallow and Jacob don't know is that their private chat is not private, and all of YouTube gets to hear about Jacob farting. And there are our cute little mini cows, and when they grow up, they burn, which is awesome. So this is a pretty nice way of getting leather, which is sort of handy. And I think in 1.6, we're going to want more leather for the horsies, which is cool.
Yeah, that's a thing that's coming.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm sort of, I'm a little late with this 1.5 update. I wanted to show you all my cool redstone because 1.6 is just around the corner. By the time most people see this, 1.6 will be out already, and we'll be playing with horses and carpet and God knows what else.
Wait, can I show my melon farm?
Nope. You can make your own video and show your melon farm, and I'll link to it. You see all these lamps? These lamps light automatically, which is sort of cool.
There's a villager trapped in this house.
I have this room filled with redstone, and I have a light sensor over here. And when the light sensor lights up, all of my lamps turn on so that I don't get mobs in my castle. And then I want to climb a little higher in my castle. And then we will depart the castle for parts elsewhere in our server and look at some other stuff. Here's one of my favorite things to do. I heard a blink in Skype. We all still here? Get ready.
Yeah.
I'm going to fall. Oh, I hope I don't die. Ah, love that.
Did you die?
No, I didn't. So what did I forget to show in the castle? We showed the witch farm. We talked about Doc M's design for that. We showed the pumpkin farm up there. We showed the hopper cart going back and forth to collect my witch loot. We showed our... Oh, I forgot. I was going to cut away to describe how these vending machines work. So if I could get some sound effects from our guys, and we're going to go... And we're going to fade away. All right, so the first thing I've learned, as you should know as well, is if you use a comparator and you arrange it next to a hopper, and then you fill the hopper or the chest with stuff, then it will emit a signal, and it will emit a smaller signal if there's less stuff in it, which is really, really important for doing item sorting and for the vending machines. The second thing I've learned is that if you point a hopper in the wrong direction, it will not send its loot down, but a hopper below it will pull stuff out of a hopper above it, even if the hopper above is pointed in the wrong direction. So right now I have power going into this hopper, which inhibits its action. So this hopper is now inert because it's been powered. If I put some stuff in here, well, there's already some stuff in there. There's 45 cobble in here. if I remove power from the hopper below will suck this stuff from the one above it, which is really important. So you hit this, and that's really neat. The third thing I've learned is that clocks are great, and there's a whole bunch of ways to get repeaters and torches and even comparators to make clocks. And so that's really handy for dispensing multiple items at once. Here's another example of a really fast clock. This was an example of an automatic pumpkin farm that didn't work very well, so I'm going to not talk about that. Redstone moves in mysterious ways. Check this out. So we have power coming from this lever, goes here, and it lights up this repeater, which deactivates this redstone torch. If I turn off this lever, the redstone torch turns on, and this is how you transmit power downward, is with a torch here and a blob of redstone below it, which is cool. RS NOR latches are not as complicated as they seem. If I hit this button, I can cause this circuit to sort of switch sides. So if I want this lamp to be lit, I hit this button. If I want this lamp to be lit, I hit this button. So it's a way of sort of flipping and flopping from one state to another state. And if you take an RS NOR latch and you add some delay to it, then what you have is a monostable circuit. So that allows me to say, I want that light to be on for a little while, and then I want it to be off again. So I hit this switch, and a delay takes place that causes the other switch to be hit, which is a very handy way of turning something on for a little while, like a dispenser or a clock that's feeding a dispenser or something like that. And you can build RS NOR latches and monostables in a very narrow design, which is quite handy. All right, that's what I wanted to say about that. And what I'll probably do is cut that in to our conversation about these things. Jacob is standing there for some free stuff. This is where I put all the garbage I don't really want, but there are always players that will come by to take this stuff. Okay, so here we are in a creative world where I want to show you my 3 vending machine designs. Now, obviously, you don't really need an automated vending machine unless you're playing on a survival multiplayer world that has some sort of prevention of access to containers, like grief prevention. So if you don't have something like that, then obviously anybody could just step up to your vending machine and steal all your stuff out of it. So you have to have some sort of world protection in order for this to make any sense. I recommend grief prevention. It's incredible. So how do these work? So you've got one vending machine design where you insert into a hopper a piece of currency, whatever that might be. And in this case, it's not a minecart. It's going to be a gold nugget. And when I drop a gold nugget into this hopper, it vends whatever is up in here. In this case, redstone blocks. So the first design, you insert one item, you get one item back. Relatively simple, and the design goal for all of these is for them to be exactly one block wide so that I could stack them next to each other. Obviously, I've left a lot of space here just so that you can see what's going on between here. In the second design, you have to insert 5 items in order to get one item back. So I put in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I get one item back. And the last design is the opposite. You insert one item and you get 5 or however many back. You can adjust the number in that case and in this case. So I insert 1 and I get 5, in this case redstone dust. So I'm delighted with the way this is set up. If you look at item sorting techniques for hoppers, you'll see the beginnings of the design for these vending machines. And the idea here is you have a comparator pointing outward from a hopper, and notice the direction of the hopper. The hopper is pointing away from the hopper below it, and that's important. Remember in our lessons we talked about how if a hopper is powered, as this one is, it won't activate, it won't do anything. And we also learned in our lessons that if a hopper is pointed away from a hopper that's near it, it won't transmit its contents automatically. And that's really critical for the use of this vending machine and in item sorting. So this hopper is powered, and will not pull stuff out of this misdirected hopper unless this power is withdrawn. So the whole design of this concept here is when I put something in this hopper, we send a signal that causes this redstone torch to momentarily go out. While this torch is out, this hopper will pull my payment from this hopper into this hopper and transmit it along this series of hoppers to here. So when this torch is out, this hopper is activated and it's feeding its currency down here, but that has to happen very briefly. So the other thing that you will learn if you look at item sorting techniques is that you have to have a certain number of items preloaded into these hoppers so that they'll only accept a certain kind of thing. And the number happens to be 21. 5, 10, 15, 20, 21, plus whatever your currency is. So in your in-game world, you can enchant cobblestone and give it a weird name, and then none of the players will be able to produce that item. In a creative world at Sponge or whatever else. And so with 21 items here and a 22nd here, the 23rd item in this hopper will cause this redstone signal to become one longer. The 23rd item here makes this signal a little bit stronger. And you saw in the lessons before that when the redstone signal reaches this point, this repeater will be activated, which will cause this torch to momentarily go out. While this torch is out, this hopper pulls contents from here. Then this thing no longer has 23, then it has 22 again. This thing goes out, this thing goes out, this light goes back on, inhibiting this hopper, and then everything is back to normal. So that's how you can be sure that this hopper will never lose its special filler contents. It will only lose the second gold nugget. So I put a gold nugget here, it takes one, it vends, and everything is back to a stable configuration. Really neat. So that's the bottom half of this design. Very straightforward. The top half is just so that you can indicate stock. Well, there's a couple things, actually. The top half has to initiate a signal to the dropper. That's the whole point, right? So the signal gets to here, inverts this torch, inverts this torch, lights up that blob of redstone, momentarily inverts that torch, and then when this light comes back on again, this guy vends its block of redstone. And then the rest of the stuff up here is only about making sure that we light our glowstone lamps when the stuff is in this thing. So if we're out of stock, the light goes out. And all of that happens up above. And it's the same kind of situation. You've got a comparator coming out of your contents. And the comparator feeds this torch. The torch goes out. That lights this thing up. That light goes off. This light goes on. And then we transmit this down. Remember how if a torch is lit here, then a blob of redstone below it will get lit. And that's what lights these glowstone lamps. So that's the main initial design. Where things get more complicated is if you want to get 5 for 1 or 1 for 5, depending on your configuration there. And this is a little tricky, but the idea is we're going to use a monostable circuit, just like you saw in our little redstone lessons. And this part of the design is somewhat similar, except that we're preloading with a different number of dummy items. Now, this design is the one where you have to insert 5 items to get 1 back. So we're preloaded, as it turns out, with only 12 and 5 is 17, plus this one is 18. And when I get up to 23, it's the same number as on this one. 23 is when we get that extra level of signal. And when that happens, we fire off a monostable circuit. It's a monostable circuit that's different from the one I showed you before in that it's only 1 meter wide, but the effect is the same. And if you do a search on the Minecraft wiki or whatever for a monostable circuit or a vertical RS NOR latch, you'll see this design where you've got a line of redstone that hits this guy, and then this goes back to here and lights up this torch. And the timer to reset the monostable circuit is here. And it is all somewhat complicated, but I would urge you to make sure that you see the direction of these redstone repeaters. And what I'm going to do after I've explained the way these work is I'm going to cut away and show you a few static pictures so that you can pause the video from one building step to the next. So, and then the rest of this design is the same, just indicators to let you know when you have stuff in your chest so that when you're out of stock, the thing will light. And then finally, so the idea here is this. What else did I want to say about this? So the other thing I wanted to explain about this design is that this monostable circuit, the whole point is to withdraw power from this hopper long enough to take the 5 items I put in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We withdraw power from this just exactly long enough for those 5 items to be transmitted to here, along here, and to the zone of payment here. And that length of time, if we're talking about 5 items, is 1, 2, 3 fully delayed redstone repeaters and 1 redstone repeater with an extra tick of delay. You can play with this and get different amounts of delay in order to create a vending machine that will accept more or less than 5 items for 1 vended item. Does that make sense? So that's the design for this second vending machine. The final one is one where you insert 1 item and you get 5 or some other number of vended items back. And it begins essentially the same way, except what's going on here is a clock. This is a repeating clock. This is a nice design for a clock, actually. You've got a signal coming in. Oh, no, that's not right. This is not a clock. This is the standard design. Comparator, extra signal goes here, activates this repeater, momentarily deactivates this torch so you can collect your payment, sends a signal over here, and this is another monostable circuit. There's the delay, and here's a little more delay. And it brings back, and what happens is this is the clock that I was talking about before. This is a standard design for a clock where you've got a repeater going in one direction, a torch pointing in the other direction, and this line coming in inhibits the blinking of the clock. When I insert 1 item here, we get a signal over here which trips this RS NOR latch, starts the monostable in motion, and during the period while we're waiting for the monostable to flip, during that period this clock is no longer inhibited. So you got some blinking happening here. This blinking is transmitted to this torch, which blinks at this dropper, which is what vends the stuff that's in here. And in fact, what it does is it's blinking the dropper and it's blinking the hopper above it. So the hopper can indeed be almost empty. The dropper can be empty. And when I insert 1 item here, both this item and this item blink repeatedly, vending out my stuff. So let's do that again. I put in one of these guys like so. Blink, 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 blink. And as it before, this stuff above here is all about just giving you stock indication. So I'm going to break from here and let you see some screenshots that I took that will give you a step-by-step view of how to build these things. And if you have questions, by all means, feel free to post them in the comments, and let's return to those slides and to our video. Bye. All right, and now we're back. Okay, so let's jump on the rails. Did I forget anything here? I think, oh, I forgot about my fake village. I lured some villagers in here. I cured a zombie villager, and I cured another one, and I built some houses for my villagers. We could take a quick just tour of my homemade village, I suppose. This is not very interesting, is it?
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
All right, to the rails.
Wait. I want to be on camera. Ow.
Did you jump off my castle and die?
Yeah.
Bummer. I will meet you in Sunnyvale. How about that?
No, I need to get my stuff.
All right. See you in Sunnyvale later then.
Okay, bye.
I didn't know you could run faster than a cart. You're going to bump me the other direction, aren't you?
Do it. Do
Oh,
it.
thank you.
Do it.
You didn't. Where's my...
Oh.
I want this.
Boring.
Just in case. All right, so I'm going to cut away while we take this ride to Sunnyvale.
Right, I'll try to fix it. I'm sorry.
And I will see you all in Sunnyvale. And now we are approaching this cool train station that was built by our friend Con Nunn, who's often on our server. Off in the distance, you see Enzo's or Swallow's golem farm. Now, in a prior video, I showed you how to make a 3-way junction, which I'm pretty pleased with. And we're using that same design here. I want to go down and we'll take a look at the zombie grinder. Out of the way. Ah!
Hey, there's my stuff. I just threw an egg and it spawned a baby chicken.
Sweet. Down we go.
I'm a father.
And I'm not going to spend too much time in the zombie grinder, but what I liked about this... Hello. Is that I found 2 zombie spawners really close to each other. There's one here, and there's one down over here. So if you stand in this zone right around here, they're both active simultaneously. And I've set it up so that if you drop a gold nugget into this hopper, the door will open, and this will provide you with a potion that you can use to kill them. So I drop my little gold nugget. Oops. Gold nugget. Oh, it's a gold nugget. Sorry. Ding, 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 ding. And if I drop this here, door opens, dispenses potion. I jump in here and sit, and I wait for a little while. And then when I'm done waiting, I throw this potion at these guys, and I get my stuff, which is awesome.
Hello.
Hello. Out this way. The way all this works, I don't feel a great need to describe it in too much detail. Oh, there is something I forgot to show back at the castle. What I've learned about redstone. So we're going back to the castle for a quick tutorial on
Go
what
back to the future?
redstone is all about and how we do that.
Can we go back to the future?
Sure. Give me a transition sound. All right, so I've got some editing to do because we were here and then I realized that I wanted to show you the my lessons in redstone, and then we're back here again. So let's proceed from my zombie grinder back to the surface. Where I've built by hand. All this is, by the way, it's all survival mode. Everything is totally legit here. I built this cool underwater dome. I sort of half built it. I got tired of it. That happens a lot. And it exits to the surface. And then we can make our way back over to the rails. A lot of people have built some interesting stuff in Sunnyvale. That is Swallow 707's giant... What do you call it, Swallow?
Tree.
That's what I'd call it, too. Golem grinder. I'll show you my golem grinder. They're the same design. Who designed the golem grinder?
Doc M.
President Barack Obama.
I bet the president doesn't get a lot of Minecraft time in. Is there an entrance to this station? Yes, there it is. Beautiful. Off we go now to nostalgia. I have a feeling this is going to be a really boring video. What do you think? Would you watch this video?
Probably not.
What would it take to make you watch this video? What do we need to do to make it more interesting?
I don't know. I think it's doomed.
Doomed?
Doomed.
To our right is a gigantic sphere I made by hand in a prior world, and I used MC Edit, as you can clearly see there, to paste in a few things. I pasted in this house that I built. I used this sphere and this house to make a really weird commercial for the company that I work for. I'll probably link that as well. Nice sunrise. And then to our left, that's your tree house, Jacob, from a prior experience. Up ahead is a golem grinder from a prior world. It's probably worth taking a peek at that. But first, we're going to head back to Spblat lair, which is from one of our very earliest Minecraft videos. I've pasted that in as well. That's a nice shot. Our train station, treehouse, the sphere off in the distance, I guess. And down we go, into Spblat lair. What I've changed about it, I don't need to show you the Spblat lair because I'm sort of bored with it, but what I have done is I've arranged a music disc grinder. So this used to be a skelly grinder, and I just flip this little lever, and it opens the sluice for skellies to come out this way. The skellies are brought along here and around the back of this landing zone for mobs, and I've installed this as well. So I flip this lever as well. Any skellies yet? Not yet. Oh, there's one. So I'll close this. And if you recall from our prior video from long ago, there's a mob grinder up there, and there's a big mob grinder up there, and all the mobs end up there, and then they fall down there, and they land right here. And so I wait for creepers to show up, and then I stand here and I wait for this guy to shoot at me and hit a creeper, and then I harvest my music discs down here. It's slightly awkward in its design, but it works. All right, enough of Spblat lair. We've been here before. And off in the distance, we see my golem grinder, which, again, I had built in a prior world and MC edited in because I was so attached to it. Let's go take a closer look. Actually, we'll ride around the outside of it, and then we'll go over from the other direction. Where'd you guys go?
Where are you?
I am at my golem grinder.
Oh, in nostalgia.
Yep.
I'm just kind of wandering.
So this was sort of fun to build. I built a golem grinder in the desert, and then I built sort of a temple to the golem grinder. So we've got a beacon out here. Is that what they're still called?
Yeah.
And the golems assemble. So the golems spawn up here. I don't want to show you how this works. Go check out Doc M's incredible golem grinder video. It's a really nice design. They spawn, they fall, they run through just the right amount of lava, and then a little bit of asphyxiation in a piston kills them. And I've arranged it the same way. If you insert a gold ingot, the golems die. Let's see how many golems we have here. That one didn't die. But I got a reasonable amount of iron out of that. That was cool. And every now and then, players on our server use this, so I get free gold out of that. I'll show you the temple just real quick, because I thought this was nice. Vegetation for the golems. Little waterfall for the golems. I don't know. Living space. Dining room. I know that I'm in trouble with this video when I'm bored while I'm even making it. That's a bad sign, isn't it?
Yep.
Back to the surface. Let's see. Where am I trying to go? Oh, I went the wrong way. This video is going to suck. All right, this way. So now we find ourselves approaching the redstone area of our server. Not redstone in terms of redstone materials, but redstone in terms of that's what it's called, because we use the population density plugin, which is awesome. So I don't know whose that is. I think that may be Cranky Blonde over there. And I think over there, that may be Killer Man, that giant place in the mountain. And that seems new. Just over there is the house that I made and used for the most recent commercial I made for the company that I work for. And this is our initial village on this server. Props to Confused Donut for building that monstrosity in the middle of everything. That's a beautiful house that Swallow made right over there. That's the obsidian house that iJacob9 made. And over here, where we will finish our tour, if you guys want to meet me at the entrance to Elmhurst, or not, is my other store, and the entrance to a town made by Con Nun. Well, that's why I didn't hear you very much. You guys, we all got disconnected, huh?
Yep.
Awesome. Well, I'm just wrapping up. We are at the entrance to Elmhurst and my other shop. And someone should say something interesting and goodbye to YouTube as we wrap this up. Thank you for watching. There's Jacob over there. Say goodbye to YouTube. Bye-bye.